What's up, everyone? Today is February 10th of 2023. In this video, we're going to talk about the devastating earthquake that struck near the Turkey-Syrian border back on Monday, February 6th. This earthquake occurred during the Grammys. This year, the Grammys featured what many have dubbed a satanic ritual, when singers Sam Smith and Kim Petras, who were given an award for Best Duo Performance, took the stage showered in red lights to give what many people called a satanic ritual there on stage. And you have to appreciate the media here. Every week, this term, conspiracy theorist, gets a little bit looser and a little bit more silly. I mean, how could you call this anything but a satanic ritual? I mean, what kind of world do we live in where you can't send 10 people on stage dressed as Satan, shower them in red lights, and have them sing satanic songs without some nutbags calling it a satanic ritual? Next thing you know, someone's going to see me walking out of a gas station with a bunch of food I didn't pay for and call me a thief. On this channel, we take a deep dive into the numerology of these events. And on some level, it appears as if whoever was organizing the Grammys, and this performance in particular, is well aware of what would be occurring during the show. And again, this Turkey-Syrian earthquake happening just minutes after the beginning of the Grammys. Kim Petras and Sam Smith were born 100 days apart from one another. In the basic language of Gematria, where each letter is assigned a number 1 through 26 relative to its position in the alphabet, Turkey sums to 100. In a minute, we're going to look at how this was a mercurial riddle. The word mercurial sums to 100, as this was very clearly connected to the planet Mercury. The earthquake this past week occurred in Turkey and Syria. In the reduction or Pythagorean form of Gematria, Turkey and Syria yields a value of 65. This was the 65th Grammys performance, hosted by Trevor Noah in Los Angeles. And of course, Los Angeles is a city that's connected to earthquakes here in the United States, as it sits near the San Andreas fault line, the most active in the country. Again, what we're looking at here is the language of Gematria, a very simple practice. The ordinal cipher numbers the alphabet 1 through 26, with the reduction method using the rules of numerology to reduce each double-digit number to a single digit prior to adding it to the equation. Using the standard alphabetic order, the word earthquake equals 107. In numerology, zeros can be dropped. So this 107 represents the number 17, which is the reduction value of kill. The earthquake in Turkey struck at 5:17 p.m. Pacific time, or 1:17 UTC. This was just 17 minutes after the Grammys began at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Now, what we're going to be talking about in this video as well is how this is all connected to the NBA. In ordinal, NBA equals 17. The Grammys were hosted in the same arena that the Los Angeles Lakers play in. The Lakers are currently 17 times NBA champions. This year's Grammys was highlighted by singer Beyonce, who picked up 4 awards, thus becoming the winningest artist in the history of the awards ceremony. Beyonce passing a Hungarian composer named George Solti, and we'll look at his numerology towards the end of this video. So the Grammys, hosted in the Crypto.com arena, formerly the Staples Center, which is where Kobe Bryant spent his whole career playing in the NBA with the Lakers. Kobe was born in the city of Philadelphia, which is 65, syncing up with the Grammys. And it just so happens that Philadelphia will be playing in this year's Super Bowl. Now, Beyonce broke the record exactly 1 week before the Super Bowl. You may recall back in 2020, Kobe Bryant died exactly 1 week before the Super Bowl. Both Super Bowls featuring the Kansas City Chiefs. Just 2 days after the awards ceremony in the Crypto.com arena, LeBron James broke the all-time scoring record in a home game in this very venue. LeBron's record-breaking performance, where he passed former Laker Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the all-time list, was just 1 day after the earthquake in Turkey. Now, back in 2020, LeBron James passed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list just 1 day before the death of Kobe Bryant. On the date that LeBron broke the record, Beyonce was the exact same age that Kobe Bryant was when he was killed in a helicopter crash. Both Beyonce and Kobe Bryant were born under the astrological sign of Virgo. Every sign of the zodiac has a ruling celestial body. The ruler of Virgo is the planet Mercury. So I mentioned how this would be a mercurial ritual, and we're going to look at that now. It takes the planet Mercury 87.97 Earth days to orbit the sun. And Mercury spins very slowly, so slowly, in fact, that it actually takes 2 years on Mercury for the sun to rise and set. So 1 day on Mercury is equivalent to 2 mercurial years. If you do a little bit of math, you find out that 15,131 days equates to exactly 86 days on the planet Mercury. Using the reverse alphabetic order, Mercury sums to 86. This Gematria cipher simply flips the alphabet backwards so that Z is 1, Y is 2, all the way through A as 26. 86 is often used in slang for getting rid of someone. Seen here, a euphemism for killing them. You have to love Urban Dictionary, misspelling euphemism here, but the phrases human sacrifice and blood sacrifice in the reverse reduction method both also equal 86. Kobe was killed in a helicopter with several other people while he was traveling to a basketball game. The ancient Roman god Mercury was the god of travelers, and perhaps no one in the NBA has gotten away with more traveling than Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. Mercury is also the god of financial gain, commerce, merchants, and thieves. Once again, the Grammys were held in the Crypto.com arena. And think about how cryptocurrency has been used by thieves under the guise of financial gain. Back in November, the famous crypto chain FTX collapsed. That happened on November 11th, which was exactly 86 days before this year's Grammys. In standard English gematria, FTX sums to 806. So as I pointed out, both Beyonce and Kobe were exactly 86 mercurial days old for these connected events. This equates to exactly 172 orbits of the planet Mercury. And this number 172 is also very important here. Beyonce broke the Grammys record exactly 17 years and 2 weeks after Kobe Bryant's best game during his NBA career, where he scored 81 points in Toronto. Kobe's feat occurred during his 666th career game. And this is a huge part of what happened on stage at the Grammys with this big satanic ritual. Using the alphabetic order, if you add the names Turkey and Syria, it sums to 172. Kansas City Chiefs sums to 172. This is the team that was in both Super Bowls, 1 week after the death of Kobe and 1 week after Beyonce broke the Grammys record. The earthquake in Turkey and Syria fell on February 6th, the 37th day of the year. So here we have the numbers 26 and 37. In the standard reduction methods of Gematria, both Kareem and Bryant sum to 26 and 37. Kobe Bryant died on the 26th day of the year, and his 81-point game fell in the year 2006. Los Angeles also sums to 37 in reduction, once again the host of the Grammys where the Lakers play. If you look up the coordinates for the epicenter of this earthquake, you'll find that this quake on the 37th day of the year fell on the 37th parallel at the 37th meridian. Fault line sums to 37, just like Los Angeles. With the K exception, Turkey equals 37, but in Latin Gematria, the word epicenter sums to 307. And media reports in the following days kept mentioning the number 37. It was said that 3,700 were killed in Turkey and 3,700 injured in Syria at one point the day after this quake. Of course, these numbers have since been updated. I think it's over 20,000 dead now, making this the deadliest earthquake in about 13 years. The number 37 has additional significance. In this video, we'll also explain how this was connected to the city of Houston, which was founded in the year 37. Houston, where Beyonce was born. We will also examine how this was connected to the Golden Gate Bridge, which opened in the year 37 and sits on the 37th parallel north. Again, this earthquake also on the 37th parallel north. The 37th prime number is 157. The name Kobe Bryant also sums to 157. Kobe died a span of 157 days after his birthday. Kobe Bryant and Beyonce have several numbers that link them together. In the alphabetic order, Kobe Bryant sums to 113. This matches Beyonce's primary birth numerology. 9 plus 4 plus 19 plus 81 equals 113. Kobe Bryant even played his first NBA career game on November 3rd, or 11/3. Kobe died just before the coronavirus pandemic began, and Kobe's body is now allegedly buried in Corona del Mar, California. Notice how the phrase coronavirus pandemic equals 113. The World Health Organization declared the coronavirus pandemic on the 11th of March, or 11/3. In the standard Pythagorean method, the National Basketball Association equals 113. Measuring from the death of Kobe Bryant to both the Grammys and the earthquake, we find it was separated by 3 years, 11 days. Kobe Bryant also with 1130 Gematria in extended standard Gematria. On the date of Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash, performers Kim Petras and Sam Smith also had a 113 in their age. Kim Petras was 10,013 days old. Sam Smith was 10,113 days old. The Grammys and subsequent earthquake also fell on the date that Sam Bankman-Fried turned exactly 30 years and 11 months old. Notice how the numbers 30 and 11 are both represented in Sam Bankman-Fried's birth numerology. And just think about how this all connects. A guy named Samuel. Beyonce from Houston, which was named after Samuel Houston. And one of the people on stage for this satanic ritual was Samuel Smith. Not only does Kobe Bryant have Gematria of 113, but so does Deer Basketball. Back in 2018, Kobe Bryant was also recognized by the Academy, just like Beyonce, winning an Emmy Award for this poem-turned-short film called Deer Basketball. Kobe Bryant's birthday left 130 days on the calendar. This represents the number 13. He spent his career playing with L.A. L, the 12th letter, A, the first, sums to 13. In the alphabetic order, the phrase human sacrifice equals 130. In the reverse alphabetic order, the phrase human sacrifice sums to 248. This reflects the same two numbers that Kobe Bryant wore during his NBA career, numbers 24 and 8. Measuring from the date that Kobe Bryant won an Emmy Award to the date of the earthquake and the date that LeBron broke Kareem's record was exactly 248 weeks. So again, Kobe Bryant sums to 113. The numbers 11 and 3 are the prime factors of 33. And in this same ordinal cipher, the name Kobe on its own equals 33. One day before Kobe died, LeBron James passed Kobe for third on the all-time list. Notice how both men had 33,000 points at the time. LeBron broke the record held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks, where he wore the number 33. Notice how both Milwaukee Bucks and 33 equal 156. During his tenure with the Bucks, Kareem ended the Lakers' record 33-game win streak. It just so happens that the Milwaukee Bucks also ended the second longest winning streak in NBA history back in 2016. The number 28 has the same ordinal gematria as 33 and Milwaukee Bucks. 33 was also the number that Kareem wore for his career with the Lakers, where he was traded after his career in Milwaukee. In high school, at Lower Merion in South Philadelphia, Kobe Bryant wore number 33, a number which the school has since retired. Many news outlets claimed that LeBron James eclipsed Kareem's record. I saw this in many headlines. Notice how the word eclipse sums to 33. In reverse reduction, both LeBron and James equals 33. A 33 contains two threes. With the Lakers, LeBron James has worn number 23, and as of this year, he changed it to number 6. 6 is, of course, the sum of 3 plus 3. This also connects to Stephen Curry. Notice how the name Stephen equals 33 and 30. Which is the number he wears, number 30. Stephen Curry was 33 years old when he broke the three-point record. 3 days before the Grammys, 3 days before the earthquake, not the Grammys, was the 33rd day of the year. And on that date, Steph Curry scored his 3,300th career three-pointer. Virtually every major NBA star is coded with 33, all the way back to Dr. J. Julius Erving. Erving equals 33. Magic and Bird, 33. Michael and Kobe, 33. LeBron, James, and Stephen, all 33. Remember, LeBron James and Stephen Curry were even born in the exact same hospital. In the 33rd verse of the Bible, God rests on the seventh day of creation. Kobe died 1 week or 7 days before the Super Bowl. Beyonce broke the record 1 week or 7 days before the Super Bowl. In Gematria, both 1 week and 7 days sum to 33. Both of these Super Bowls featured Patrick LeVon Mahomes II, whose full name sums to 333. He won his first Super Bowl on the 33rd day of the year, which was also the date leaving 333 days on the calendar. The word gay sums to 33, just like the word AIDS, which leveled the gay community, mainly in the 80s and 90s. And both performers in this satanic ritual, Sam Smith, a homosexual, Kim Petras, coined as the world's youngest transgender. Notice how the names Kim and Sam both sum to 33, even Smith, with the S exception, 33. During the Grammys, Beyonce overtook George Schulte as the winningest artist in Grammy history. Both Beyonce and Schulte have Gematria of 33. Once again, Kobe equals 33, his old high school number. When you write the number 33 as it's spelled, it sums to 156. Kobe Bryant died 156 days after his birthday without the end date. Measuring from the Grammys to the Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco was 33 years, 15 weeks, and 6 days. San Francisco, according to recent surveys, is per capita the gayest city in the United States. Now, the number 33 in occult circles is used as shorthand for the number 666. And this is very evident in the language of Gematria. Notice how 666 and 666s share 156 Gematria with 33. In the reduction methods, 33 equals 66 and 60. The number 666 when spelled out equals 275. And in 275 years, there's exactly 3,300 months. This reminds us that Kobe Bryant had his best ever game, the second highest single game scoring total in NBA history during his 666th game in the NBA. Kobe was initially drafted by the Hornets. Notice how Hornets equals 99 and 90 in upside down 666. And then he was traded to the Lakers. Lakers equals 66 and 96. Of course, he was drafted in the year 96. In Sumerian Gematria, which takes the alphabetic order and multiplies it by 6, the most significant number connected to time, the first perfect number, the word helicopter, which is what Kobe died in, sums to 666. The 666th prime number is 4973. When Kobe died, he was 497 months and 3 days old. In the standard cipher of English Gematria, purple gold sums to 666. These are the colors that the Lakers wear. In this extended standard form, 603 score and 6 sums to 2,500. And this ties us back to the Grammys, which was held on February 5th, written 2/5 or 5/2. Notice how the number 6 sums to 25 and 52. If you're a fan of the Pixies, you know that the devil is 6. Notice how devil also summing to 25 and 52. In fact, if you write out the 65th Grammys as this show was advertised, you get a reverse value of 232. This is the Latin gematria of Satan. On the date that LeBron broke Kareem's record, Kobe would have been exactly 2,320 weeks old with the end date. Now, in this number, 2320, we have the same 4 digits as the current year, 2023. In numerology, this breaks down to the number 223. In the alphabetic order, the synagogue of Satan, as they're described in the book of Revelation, where 666 is revealed as the number of the beast, sums to 223. 223 is a prime number divisible only by 1 and itself, and it's the 48th prime number. And check this out. The word gay equals 48 in reverse and 408 in Latin. The names Kim and Sam also equal 48 in reverse. This was held at the Grammys, which equals 48, at the same time as an earthquake. Both Helicopter and Bryant share 480 gematria with earthquake. Another look at Kobe's connection to the number 666. When you write this number out in the Latin or Agrippa's key method of gematria, which I consider to be the most significant method outside of the base 4 methods, we get a value of 2038, reflecting the birthday of Kobe Bryant, the 23rd of August, or 23/8. In this Latin method, the phrase ritual human sacrifice syncs up with the number 33, as both sum to 895. And this ritual human sacrifice code is very important to what we saw play out at the Grammys with Kobe. In this Latin method, the word sacrifice on its own sums to 206. So does the word Lakers. Recall Kobe had his best career game in the year 2006 and then died on the 26th day of the year. Bryant equals 26 with the Grammys on 2/6. Another important method I teach is called satanic gematria, and it's very clear to see why a cipher with this name applies for this ritual. In this method, satanic gematria sums to 666. This cipher starts on and ends on numbers connected to 666. Notice how it begins on the number 36, 666, the 36th triangular number. This year's Grammys were held on the 36th day of the year. In satanic gematria, ritual human sacrifice equals 911. The phrase blood sacrifice equals 611. Kobe Bryant was born 1,109 days before Beyonce, whose name sums to 1,109 with square numbers. Kobe Bryant died 1,109 days before LeBron Raymond James, whose name equals 911 in reverse satanic, broke Kareem's record. He even did so 1,116 weeks after the 9/11 attacks back in 2001. In satanic gematria, the word sacrifice on its own equals 388. To break Kareem's record, LeBron had to score 38,388 points. The words death, killing, and murder all sum to 38 in base gematria. Kareem broke the record just shortly before LeBron was born in the year 84. Kareem's record lasted 38 years, 308 days, and it was broken on the 38th day of the year with LeBron's 38,388th point. On the date of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, LeBron James was 38 days after his 38th birthday. The 38th prime number is 163. In reverse, earthquake sums to 163. LeBron's number 23 equals 163. If you add his two numbers for the Lakers, 6 and 23, you get 163 in reverse. On the same date as this earthquake, Kim Petras was 163 days after her birthday. Meanwhile, Sam Smith was exactly 1,603 weeks old. LeBron James has always been connected to Kobe by the numbers. LeBron was born 18 weeks and 3 days after Kobe's birthday. The name LeBron James equals 183 in reverse. And when Kobe died, LeBron was exactly 1,830 weeks old. Back to this code of ritual human sacrifice, which shares 211 gematria with 666. Kobe's nickname was the Black Mamba. In reverse, Black Mamba equals 211. In reduction, ritual human sacrifice equals 94. Just like coronavirus pandemic. Not only was Beyonce born on 9/4, September 4th, but she also has standard birth numerology of 94. 9 plus 4 plus 81. In reverse reduction, ritual human sacrifice equals 131. This was a number coded into Kobe's age when he died, and Beyonce's age when LeBron broke the record. This number 131 is also a prime number. It's the 32nd prime number. And this is very important because to break the Grammys record, Beyonce had to win her 32nd award. Beyonce's birth numerology, when reduced, also sums to 32. The word Grammy equals 32. Beyonce born in Houston, which equals 32. And think about Kobe's two numbers in the NBA. 8 plus 24 sums to 32. When you write the number 32 out, as it's spelled in the alphabetic order, it sums to 158. Beyonce broke the record at the Grammys exactly 158 weeks after the death of Kobe Bryant. In standard English gematria, 32 equals 1967. LeBron James was born 1,967 weeks after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, whose record he broke. This year's Grammys took place on the date that leaves 329 days on the Gregorian calendar. Not only does the National Basketball Association sum to 329, but the phrase ritual human sacrifice sums to 329 in reverse. When Kobe scored 81 points in his 666th game, he was exactly 329 months old. When Kobe died, performer Kim Petras was also exactly 329 months old. LeBron James broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record in the Lakers' 55th game of the season. The name Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has gematria of 55. So does the words Quake and earthquake. Remember, the earthquake occurred the same night that Beyonce overtook George Schulte as the winningest Grammy artist. Beyonce equals 505 Latin, George Schulte 55 reduction. The earthquake was in Turkey and Syria. Turkey-Syria equals 55. The Grammys were hosted in Los Angeles, which equals 55. And they were hosted by Trevor Noah, whose name equals 55. Earthquakes have been coded alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar throughout history. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played his final NBA game, he was 505 months old, the number found in his name and Earthquake. This final game took place on a date with numerology of 127. It was exactly 127 days before the Loma Prieta earthquake in San Francisco, which occurred during the World Series. In the alphabetic order, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sums to 127. On the date of his final game in the NBA, Kareem was 15,400 days old, which represents the number 154. His final game was in the year 89. 89 equals 154. In Latin Gematria, 89 has the same 623 Gematria as Bryant. 6 and 23, the two numbers that LeBron James wore during his career with the Lakers. Measuring from Kobe's record-breaking game, where he scored 81 points, to the date that Beyonce broke the Grammys record was 6,223 days. This is also 889 weeks. 89, 623, all coming together a little bit too well. The game where LeBron broke Kareem's record finished with a score of 133 to 130. 133 is the value of Oklahoma City in ordinal and Earthquake with capital letters. Consider how Oklahoma City sees a lot of natural disasters, a lot of tornadoes. The team is named after another natural event, the Thunder. But the Lakers scored 130, and this represents the number 13. Again, LA equals 13, just like human sacrifice equals 130. The name LeBron with capital letters equals 130. LeBron was born a span of 130 days after Kobe's birthday. Kobe was even born on the date leaving 130 days in the year. We've been talking a lot about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kareem has been a figure who has been very outspoken in the media regarding the COVID vaccine, saying that NBA players need to take it and that it's your job or duty as a citizen to do so. Now, the reason this was so interesting to me is because recently there was this film called Dune, which was released in October of 2021. And in this film, there's this needle which gets applied to the neck, causing instant death. This needle is called the Gematria, which sums to 33. Remember, the same letters as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Notice how Corona has the same gematria as both Lakers and LeBron as well. But this 33 from Gematria is also the reduction sum of Corona in reverse. When Corona was declared a pandemic, it was 330 days after Abdul-Jabbar's 72nd birthday. COVID-19 sums to 72 in ordinal. The film Dune was released 590 days after the coronavirus pandemic was first declared. This represents the number 59, which is the Latin value of kill, a word that is a supermatch with Dune in Gematria. The other number that Dune does not share with kill is 19. This movie came out 10 months and 9 days after the FDA first approved the vaccine. This 10 months and 9 days, of course, represents the number 19. The virus was called COVID-19. But this is relevant for another reason. 10 months and 9 days is also 313 days. And this number takes us into the next part of our decode, 313. 313 is the 65th prime number. And once again, this was the 65th edition of the Grammys. we're talking about Abdul-Jabbar, the jab, and stabbing, right? Well, back in 2020 and 2021, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son was in the news for allegedly stabbing a neighbor. And this was a really crazy story. They said that he stabbed his 70-year-old neighbor because he wasn't helping his elderly neighbor with the trash. But if you look at the numerology of this story, we find that Adam Abdul-Jabbar committed a stabbing 31 months and 30 days before Kareem's record was broken. When he was sentenced to prison, it was 65 weeks before the record was broken. And here we have this connection, 65 and 313, with the Grammys. Next, we're going to talk about San Francisco, a city which was named after Francis of Assisi. The current Pope of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, was also named after Francis of Assisi. Francis became the Pope on 3/13, which is the same date that coronavirus was declared a national emergency in the United States. Notice how coronavirus equals 1303, like how this date would be written in most parts of the world. Kobe Bryant was 3 years and 13 days older than Beyonce. LeBron James broke Kareem's record 3 years, 13 days after Kobe died. In the standard alphabetic order, 603, which is how the Bible lists the number of the beast, sums to 313. From the Grammys, measuring back to the date that the Golden Gate Bridge opened in San Francisco, was exactly 31,300 days old. Kobe equals 65 with capital letters. Kim sums to 65. So does Sam, 65. So how does this all connect to the Golden Gate Bridge? Well, once again, Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in 2006, the second highest total in NBA history. The name Kobe Bean Bryant has double gematria of 81. Golden Gate Bridge, meanwhile, has triple gematria of 81, including the same methods. When the Golden Gate Bridge opened, the mayor of San Francisco was Angelo Joseph Rossi, whose name sums to 81. When you spell out the number 81, it equals 135, which is the same as Golden Gate Bridge and Kobe Bean Bryant. 135 is also the primary birth numerology of Sam Smith, who was the main chief Satan figure during the performance at the Grammys. And, of course, the Church of Satan themselves had to weigh in on this performance, saying, it was nothing particularly special. This is just, what we do. Well, the Church of Satan was founded in the city of San Francisco in the year 66. And why San Francisco? The word satanic sums to 122, just like 666, with the S exception. The founder of the Church of Satan, Anton Szandor LaVey, his name sums to 2122. This number is important to San Francisco because San Francisco sits on the 122nd meridian. In the alphabetic order, both San Francisco and the NBA team that plays there, Golden State, sums to 122. A week after Kobe died, Kansas City won the Super Bowl, and they beat San Francisco in that game. Notice how Kansas City also sums to 122 like San Francisco. When Kobe Bryant scored 81 points in his 666th game, it was on January 22nd, the date written 122. In that game, the Lakers scored a total of 122 points. Kobe's NBA career ended 122 months and 22 days later. Angelo Rossi, the mayor of San Francisco when the Golden Gate Bridge opened, was born on January 22nd, or 122. This means that Kobe's legendary game occurred on what would have been Rossi's 128th birthday. This is a number significant to Kobe, who was born on a date with primary birth numerology of 128. Notice how Kobe was born in the year 78, just like Angelo Rossi, born in 78. But this 128 is significant for another reason. Measuring from the incorporation date of the city of San Francisco to this 81-point game, San Francisco was 8,128 weeks old. So you get the 81, the 128, and 8128 is a rare perfect number. To top this off, the Golden Gate Bridge was 823 months old on the date of this game, reflecting Kobe Bryant's birthday, August 23rd, or 8/23. Sam Smith's birthday is connected to San Francisco as well. He was born on May 19th, or 5/19. On that date, the city of San Francisco turned 51,900 days old. Kim Petras' birthday is also synced up to San Francisco. San Francisco was exactly 52,000 days old. We talked a little bit about 25 and 52 earlier, but what's so significant about this is that the 52nd prime number is 239, which is the Latin value of Golden Gate. So we talked about San Francisco. Now we're going to talk about how this was all connected to Houston. Again, Beyonce, who was the star of the night at the Grammys, was born in the city of Houston. At the Grammys, there was also a tribute to rapper Takeoff, who was shot and killed in Houston back in November. Takeoff's one and only solo record was called The Last Rocket. And remember, Houston is where the NBA's Rockets play. The last major satanic ritual we saw play out on an international stage occurred in Houston, Texas, at the Astroworld Festival hosted by Travis Scott, where several people were killed in a major crowd crush. Travis Scott shares a birthday with the Church of Satan, April 30th. Travis Scott's full name sums to 1666. And on the date of this tragedy, he was 366 months and 6 days old. The Grammys were hosted on the 37th day of the year. Or was this the earthquake? Yeah, it was the earthquake that was on the 37th day of the year. My mistake. And the earthquake occurred at the same time as the 65th Grammys. So 65 and 37. The city of Houston was founded on the date 6/5 in the year 37. Houston was named after Sam Houston. And notice how Houston equals 32. Samuel Houston was born on 3/2, or March 2nd. Beyonce broke the record by winning her 32nd Grammy Award. The word Grammy equals 32, just like Houston. But notice how Houston also equals 31. And in order to earn this title, Beyonce had to pass composer George Schulte, who is sitting on 31 Grammys. George Schulte is very much connected to the number 31. When George Schulte passed away, he was exactly 31,000 days old. The 31st prime number is 127, In ordinal, George Schulte equals 127, just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And again, Beyonce passed George Schulte just 2 days before LeBron passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Notice how George Schulte even died just 1 day after Beyonce's birthday. He died in the year 1997, which is the same year that Beyonce's music career began. So let's talk about the number 713. Houston's nickname is the 713. And this is because 713 is Houston's primary dialing code. Now let's explain how this is connected to Kobe Bryant as well. The 713 dialing code was split on November 2nd of 1996, which is 1 day after Kobe's first game on an NBA roster, and 1 day before Kobe's first NBA playing time. So between these two dates, Houston's 713 area code split. Kobe Bryant was on the Lakers roster for exactly 7,103 days. From 1996 to 2016, 713. Kobe's first game in the NBA was exactly 1,370 weeks before Beyonce broke the Grammys record. When Beyonce was born, the city of Houston was exactly 1,731 months old. Houston split its 713 dialing code exactly 713 months and 1 week after the Golden Gate Bridge opened, which did so 1,730 months after Samuel Houston was born. Notice how Sam Houston was born in 1793, which has the same digits as 1937 when the Golden Gate Bridge opened. Kobe Bryant was born 731 weeks before Kim Petras. Her co-performer, Sam Smith, was 713 weeks old when Kobe scored 81 points. Kobe died exactly 731 weeks after that game. 731 is the Latin value of the number 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41, and Kobe died at the age of 41 years. A quick glance at why the number 713 and all these mixed digits are so significant. The number 137 is the 33rd prime number. Gay equals 33 and homosexual equals 137. If you rearrange these digits, you get 317, which is the 66th prime number. And not only is 66 the first multiple of 33, but it's also the reduction value of the words 33. Houston, Texas, was founded on a date with primary numerology of 66. Again, all containing the same digits as 713, its area code. Thanks for watching, everybody. That'll do it for this decode. Congratulations to everyone who made it this far all the way to the end. If you wish to support this work, please do so on the memberships page at gematrinator.com, which is linked below. In the description, you'll find more relevant links to past videos featuring similar people from this video. Yeah, and that'll do it. Thanks again. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.